Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Ester. I'm going to be your host tonight, and I'm here with my dear friend, Eric Victorine, who came all the way from Stanford just to tell you a little bit of who he is, what he does, and he's a great artist.
Oh,
Eric is from Brazil,
thank you.
and he's such a great man that once someone quoted, his attitude is very unique. Eric, tell us a little bit about yourself and your background and a little bit about your story, how you came to the US and a little bit of your profession.
Thank you, Esther, for being here. It's a pleasure. It's an honor to be here and be talking about a little bit about my art. Thanks for inviting me over and for this amazing set. I love it. And then I wish all the good luck for your new talk show.
Thank you.
You're welcome. My art, it's very eclectic. Since I was like 8 years old, I started sketching my sister while we like watching TV. And all of a sudden, my mother was like, "Oh my God, we have the master here, and we have no idea." So, and then after that, I started like painting, and then all of a sudden, I was like doing church, restorations. I used to do sacred arts and all that, the images, murals, frescoes. And then I got so creative and enthusiastic about it, and I started, doing it.
So you think you were born with that, or there was a little bit of environment, but what do you think brought you to this level?
Well, indeed, being Brazilian and growing up in Rio de Janeiro is
Great
like
city.
it's a city of carnival, with all the the costume. February, it's like the place to be.
Yeah, we just finished Carnival in Brazil.
Exactly. It's a beautiful festival. So indeed, I grew up seeing all the colors and being creative, and I love it, but it's a whole process because I started doing restoration, as I said, very like Italian type of like paintings, all the, the masters as Michelangelo and all that. And then little by little, I started adding my own little flavor with colors, and here I am.
Well, Eric is my personal friend, so I can be a little bit personal here. And he just talked about, Italians and, he has this very Italian look. And I can just say that you're very handsome.
Oh, thank you.
So, but Eric, tell me a little bit about all your paints. I know that you have a very unique style. Tell me a little bit about this.
Well, I started as a muralist in decorative paintings, all this faux finish, and back in the 90s, it was like a big hit, And then when was the time I moved to America? I think it was 98. So
1998.
1998. And since then, I saw that America was going through a more like contemporary phase in a way, minimalistic when it comes to interior design and stuff. And I started like working, being minimal. And I start, not that I left behind my old school, the faux finish, the murals, all this. But I add a little bit of what I love to do, which is contemporary art. So I would say that my art, it's very clean. It's made of lines. You can see pretty much in
Yes. And we have a little bit of his art here, I'm sorry, just, that we will show in a second. But, and I'll keep talking, we have that one, Eric Victorino. Can you just say a little bit, what was in your mind, when you decided to, when you came with that creation?
Well, that painting in particular, it was, when was that? 2005, when I moved to New York. Moving to Manhattan, I was scared. I have no idea how New York would, it was the reception, you know, being a Brazilian and being here and an
That's,
artist.
you know, everybody's dream, you know, to come to New York and be successful there, right?
Well, that was like to hit big. So that's like the dream and of most of the artists. You know, once you made in New York,
of course, yes,
you're done. You can go
Apple.
anywhere in the world and be successful.
Yes,
so
that's true.
it was a little bit scary at the beginning, but when I got there, and then I was so embraced with love, and people were like helping me out, or have a contact in this, and I felt like this is the place to be.
Wow, that's great. That's great.
So that was like on that period that I did the painting.
So you felt like you're a little bit scared of the new world that you were going to encounter?
It's hard though. It's very hard. The art world, it's very difficult, especially in New York. Because people all around the world, they try to go there and make it, you know.
Yeah, talking about New York, tell me about the expo that you have at the United Nations.
Well, that was 2001 when I was invited to be part of it. I think that's why I said to myself, I think I want to move to New York. So it was an event talking about the Brazilian art in America, and I was invited to have an art exhibition there.
And you were very young at the time, right?
Yes, please do not say my age, but yeah, I was in my 20s.
Yeah, I remember
So
that.
and it was a huge success, and just the fact of being nominated and being called to be part of the event, it was an amazing.
Yeah, we have another, paint. Can you please, just show the next one? I think it's so pretty. And is there any one of these paints that you like to, is more special to you? You like, to talk about it?
Well,
can you just please, show the next paint?
Well, all my paintings, I love all them all. It's hard for me to let it go because I want to keep all them all.
I'm very lucky I have a few.
So, but, I think we need to replace, and I get my inspirations, most of it. It's when I'm happy, when this is how I create my work. Totally the opposite from the masters and all the artists. They get inspired when they sad and they blues and.
Let's talk about this one that is on the screen.
That is the very famous sugar loaf.
Pão de açúcar.
Pão de açúcar. It's a landmark in Brazil, and on my way, I try to portray that.
It's so pretty, so pretty. It's very pretty. The next one, is like Tupi Guarani. It's a very nice paint.
Which are, what was that? That one is the natives that would call.
The natives of Brazilian.
The natives of Brazil. It was like the first scene, this is what I believe, that was the first scene that the Portuguese people, the Portuguese colony, arriving by boat to Brazil, and they saw it, the natives of the Indians of Brazil. So that was the message.
Yeah, Brazil was discovered by the Portuguese, so that's why he's talking a little bit about history when the Portuguese came to Brazil. And the next one, Eric, I think which one is your favorite? As I asked you before, but I know that the Tupi Guarani is very special for you, and you have a few others, of course, But from these 5 that we just showed, which one do you think is your favorite?
Well, my favorite, it is the natives, the Tupi Guarani, which it was sitting by my couch for over the years, and people say, I want to buy the picture. No, though, that is my baby. I don't want to, sell or anything. But it was a whole process. So you have to paint and pass over, I have my favorites, and it's one of my favorite.
Yes, Eric, back to New York, tell me, I know that you have been part of so many fundraisers. I know that you've been helping so many people, especially with me, all the fundraisers that I have, helping the less fortunate in Brazil, even here in America, we have helped the victims of Katrina and Sandy. What are the fundraisers that you have, participated in New York?
Well, I've been involved in all of them.
And famous people that you have met.
Oh yeah, that's the beauty of being an artist. You meet like amazing people, and some simple people as well. So I think it's the whole thing together. Well, being involved in the Project Trevor in Manhattan, which is an organization that helps young gay kids to prevent them of, committing suicide or something. It's like more like talking to them, because it's a very, very hard time when the gay teens pass through that phase. So that was one of the organizations that I love to help. And the other one, it was Bringing Brazil to the Danbury Library. That was 2004 in Connecticut, which the main goal was to raise money to collect DVDs, movies, books.
I remember that.
And Gilberto Gil,
who used to be the Minister of Culture of Brazil.
So it was an amazing event, and just being part of this, it was amazing, to be part of the culture, to help to promote the Brazilian culture outside of Brazil.
And due to that, today we have a library, in a little department, a little department, Brazilian department at Danbury Library.
Full of books, Brazilian DVDs, and Portuguese literature. It's amazing.
That's great. And talk a little bit about, the awards that you have received, the one in Florida, the ones, here, and the authorities that have given you citations and proclamations.
Well, for the past of 10 years, I've been nominated, but never got the award.
Excuse me.
So the Brazilian Press Award, it is an amazing award.
It's just like our Oscar.
Yeah, it's pretty much the Brazilian Oscar. So, and then I was selected to be one of the 5 outstanding performer, the visual art. And for the past 10 years being nominated, but never got one. But 2009, I was so lucky, and then I was not doing campaign, I was not doing anything, I completely forgot it. And when I received the email and they called me, so congratulations, you are the best Brazilian artist in America today. I was like, okay, perfect. And then actually being nominated again this year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
And tell me about, the citations that, senators and
senators, governors, just being part of this, being a Brazilian artist to promote our culture. And after helping, not only the Brazilians, but people to get to the art environment, kids, after school. So I think that was a great recognition from the senators and the governors.
I know that you got one from
the mayor, the citation. Yeah.
And Mayor Segura?
Yeah.
Yeah, how nice.
He was really kind.
No, you deserve it. You deserve it.
Thank you.
Well, do you think that being Brazilians and growing up in Brazil, coming to this country, and it is the country of opportunities, this helped you a little bit to achieve the American dream, the so-called American dream?
Well, I would say that first it was escape, because my family is from the military, and in Brazil you have to go and attend the military school, whatever. And then I was like, I have to find a way not to serve the military, because being an artist, you know what it is. So I found a way that my sister was living here, and then the only way I could get out of Brazil
come to the American dream.
It was to be outside of Brazil. So, and when I got here, which was a funny way when I was 18 years old, a funny way to avoid those things, of our country. I arrived here and I said to myself, this is the place I want to be here. This is the place I want to, develop my adult phase, because I was 18. I was kind of like a teenager in a way, But being here on my adult phase from the 18 to 34, so I think America, especially Connecticut and New York, it was such an amazing opportunity to be in the States and develop my career as an artist.
Oh, nice.
So and I, of course, being Brazilian, I love Brazil, but I think America, it's like my...
Oh, the melting pot of the world.
Exactly.
The land of opportunities, But, let's talk a little bit about one of the paints, that I have in my house. If you could just show, this is beautiful, I really like it. And can you please just talk a little bit about
this is a very simple. All my paintings are not crazy or complicated, as life should be. Life is so easy, and you have to look in the bright side in a positive way. So if you can see, the line is very simple. It's a lady in the afternoon just looking through the window with the lines and the plant. It's something very subtle, It's pretty much like it. Yeah.
And you also, do the work on the walls, The next picture there, is the wall, also in my house. And tell me a little bit about this, this work on the walls and how, all the things, goes to become such a beautiful thing, Do you have any special thinking, when you...
Well, I started doing murals and frescoes and being, doing churches and all the murals. So I always have the passion, as you can see. It's like a fine art. Mm-hmm. And I believe that to be an artist, you don't have just to be a contemporary art, an artist. So it goes from A to Z. So, and then that involves not only paintings, but living, dressing, and being Libra, I am very skeptical with beauty, It's part of our nature. I would say that.
Okay. Another thing, Eric, that I really admire on you is your talent for decoration, and I'm very lucky because you did so much in my house, You want to just talk a little bit about this talent, How did you find out, that you also have that great talent on you?
Oh, thanks. Very kind of you. Talking about being eclectic when it comes to art. So I like to live, in a nice environment. I have the eyes for beauty. So that comes from...
Can you please just show the next picture? The next one is the Lillian August. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. So this is some decoration that you did, right?
Yeah, that is a store in Westport, where I'm based. You say Stanford. I'm
sorry.
Westport.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So that is an interior design that, like, talking about like living well and eating well. I like to set up the table, so that's why I'm well known by the OCD Eric Vitorino is arriving. It comes to a point that whatever you do, you have the eyes. So as set up in a table, you just put one thing together, and then you have a beautiful set.
Talking about table and eating, can you please just show the next picture? I know that you also like to cook.
Oh my God.
And everything that you cook is so pleasant, so beautiful. It's like, when you see it, you must have it because it's so nice, it's delicious. So tell me a little bit, that's a great picture, What is that?
Well, that was an article in Brazil. They asked me to come up with a recipe that reminds Brazil. And that, it's the French bignon. Mm-hmm. It's a little traditional dish in Brazil with the doce de leche. Mm-hmm. So,
which is delicious.
So you can Google my name and just type it. You're gonna have all the recipes.
Vitorino.com, right?
Yeah, Yeah, ericvegetarian.com. So you're going to have all the recipes and all that. So that was a recipe from my grandmother.
Look how beautiful and delicious. I feel like eating right now.
Well, don't be fooled. That's a photograph, okay? No, but it was really good.
I know. This is one of my favorite desserts, you know. So are you planning to do that as a business or just, you know, is it a hobby?
Well, I love to cook. I love to entertain. So that's why one of my, the best room to decorate, I love to do the kitchen. Because it's the place that we spend most of the time, you know? So I like to have an amazing kitchen with a nice aisle, you know, you can display all the food, whatever, entertain people with the, friends, with a glass of wine. So I would say that I want to be the Brazilian male version of Martha Stewart.
That's a great one.
So that involves cooking, weddings, and art, and interior design.
No, but I'm sure you'll be very successful because you have the talent for that.
No, thank you.
You really have. We have done fashion shows. We have done so many things, and Eric is really great, Everything he does is exceptional. And tell me about your international experiences.
Well, May last year, so I had an art exhibition in Cyprus, which it was featuring all the magazines and all the newspapers. So it was amazing. It was kind of like difficult because of the economy, the crisis, but just the fact of being out there and exploring the culture and putting my name out there, it was an amazing experience.
And you're planning one for Poland, right? Also, right?
By the end of the year, we will be in Monaco and Norway.
Ooh,
so I'm painting, working really hard right now. Oh my God, I have no time even to shower sometimes. Just kidding.
So tell me, what's next?
Next. Well, I'm working besides my show, my art exhibition, that's going to be placed by the end of the year. I'm planning to come up with a book next year. So that'll be table settings, manners and table. So that involves all this flowers arrangements and silverware, plates and all this. So that's my project for next year. And I'll be more than happy to be back and show my book.
Oh, how nice. Eric, thanks so much for being here today.
It was a pleasure.
It's so nice, and God bless you that you keep this talent, you keep going on with your work, not only in America, but internationally. And I'd like to thank my crew today, each one of you that came here to help us with this interview. And especially I'd like to thank CVC, for this great opportunity also. And I hope to see you all next time. Ciao.
With spring rapidly approaching, it is not too early to start thinking about cleaning your gutters. There are a few important reasons why you should clean your gutters. One is to prevent cracked foundations and basement leaks. Clogged gutters causes roof water to accumulate around the foundation. Excess water weakens the foundation, which leads to cracks and leaks will happen. Clogged gutters are the #1 cause of basement water problems. Clean gutters will prevent breeding grounds for mosquitoes. Water pools in the debris, which not only attract mosquitoes but other insects, as well as birds and mice to nest. For senior citizens who have a hard time cleaning their gutters, there is help. they can contact the Bolton Senior Center at 860-647-9196 for resources.